My name's Jordan Clarke, and I am musical director and composer for Tyneham No Small Sacrifice. I was put onto the production when Jeff sort of presented the idea to me, and he said, his famous lines about having been to Tyneham and experienced it, and I thought, there's a musical here. And I thought immediately, I agreed with him straight away, as anyone would. You hear about a ghost village or a village who that was completely interred and people had to leave. Immediately you see the drama and you want to get involved, so that's what I did. I wrote a song for it, I wrote music and lyrics, and then from then, using this as like inspiration for my start of the score, I just went ahead and I've spent the last sort of 6 months writing songs for this show, from Vince's lyrics throughout, working on some lyrics myself, but obviously some of his more conceptual songs that, for example, Whispers in the Walls, which you guys have hopefully heard on the website now, was just one of the first songs we tackled. Vince went to Tyneham itself, he listened to things that he heard, he came up with ideas and lyrical ideas and themes that you might want to look at through the show, and he compiled them into this number, Whispers in the Walls, and that was the first one I tackled musically. For the whole score, I've just taken his original inspiration and original ideas from the first time he tackled lyrics and the first time I went home after hearing about the story and did a bit of research and wrote these 2 songs. Vince's first attempt being the opening of the show, and then my first attempt being the ending of the show. So as you can see, sort of structurally, we managed to encapsulate what we would eventually write as the actual show itself. Musically, I've spent the last year, we've got about 21 numbers, as you might call them, in the show. Obviously it's a bit less traditional in structure, as you guys will learn eventually. With a show like this and with a story as complex as this, you don't want to go for traditional things, neither musically nor structurally. And so I've kept the sort of folk themes running throughout, but obviously, it's not just song after song after song, so we've taken scenes in the middle of this. The joyous expression of the whole thing comes from when the whole cast is singing things, and yes, they feel like a complete ensemble and they feel like one body singing these things, but they're also split into groups with their own lines all the time.
I'll play from bar 28 as an introduction.
For a lot, and it's been challenging when I have gone for it, but one of the most effective things that I've gone for in the score has been layering different things over the top of each other and thinking about how I can rhythmically layer things to be really effective and get the different emotions across, echoing these emotions through what I do in putting the chorus in canon and splitting them up in certain ways. Just when it comes down to thinking about how I can have the soprano and alto line singing something, you've got these beautiful clear female voices over the top, providing the gorgeous sort of core lines above a really grounded spiritual sound from all the basses we have, and they've all got wonderful voices that really carry these things I wanted across from the score.
Out of the blue, out before Christmas, what will we do? What would you do? 1, 2, 3.
Times I have collaborating with Vince, or when I would come down from Manchester, I could come here and his wife would always be around, sort of make sure we were comfortable, and we had this amazing atmosphere here. It was just this little house in the middle of nowhere, and we could just sit and we talked about character. We could strip things down to its bare bones and discuss structure first and then get through things, and you'd end up talking for hours. We had to get to know each other first, which took hardly any time really. We really managed to get in the right mindset for the project pretty quickly, and from that you could just talk about the show after that. You don't need to socialise anymore, it's just about writing this thing.
No, he doesn't. He called for Bessie. I'm going to see what he wants. But he called for Bessie. Did I hear Dad call? Right, there you go.
You have to do that for
Yeah, that's great.
I just need to pick a point for the music to stop.
Yeah.
Which is the important bit of the dramatic. Once you've set up the ideas you want to look at with a show, you can't just go into a show with a story that you want to look at that might be attractive to an audience. you have to really want to look at that story, which both of us immediately did. So we just had to think about our angle on that, and then how he would tackle it with characters and lyrics, and then how I would tackle it musically. I knew pretty quickly how I wanted to tackle it musically, but then of course the lyrics really build up what's going to happen with the story of the show, what's going to happen with the way the characters interact in the show, and so that was the next step really. I had musical ideas already. I'd already written the song "I Will Be Here," so we had that to work from as far as the overall sort of feel and atmosphere goes for the show.
A funny life could always be like
Is
this.
that line implicating anything at all?
What, if life will always be like this?
No, the one before. Or is it just
yeah,
a
it's a
cheeky faraway one? Or...
I think
Oh, I
it's
see. Is it suggestive of his...
Yeah, of a lot. There's a lot more going on in his head.
Hopefully, when you guys see the show, you'll agree eventually that this sort of thing has worked really well, and that it's just added up to produce something pretty awesome overall. So yeah, thank you ever so much to listening, for all of you, and I really hope you go on to enjoy everything that you've heard so far and everything you eventually get to see.